Hello and welcome back. Northstar here with another Singularity Let's Play. Here's the music. Sometimes it seems to go silent for a bit. And then come back with the music. Struggling to get this channel, views, likes, subscribes, all that fun stuff. Likes don't make that big difference, but subscribers and views, because I am trying the channel to the point where I can make ad revenue so that I can potentially have the income to support myself, leave the country, as I fear what's happening to the US. The fascists trying to take over. Might not happen, but it is a real risk that it will. For those of you new to my channel, I am disabled long COVID, so not healthy enough to work. Intently struggling through the government welfare systems you apply. It takes forever and ever and ever and ever, especially now with the whole systems coming under attack from Trump and his people. So I can get some help from the state I live in, but none from the federal government because they still haven't responded. And they expect me to wait many months after I finally got around to applying to one of the programs before they'll even contact me. It's ridiculous. Just so they can have bogus reasons like you're not allowed to have over $1,000 in assets if you want SSI, which is ridiculous. And there's an attempt in Congress to change that condition to direct the agency, the Social Security Administration, to raise or lift the asset limit. But it was actually led by, I think, a Alabama Republican, so a bipartisan move. It was mostly supported by Democrats, but it was something that the Democrats were able to reach across the aisle to try and achieve. Of course, it's such a minor tweak. Both parties are really in the pocket of corporate America. Just Democrats want a slightly softer, slightly kinder neoliberal capitalism that's run by the giant corporations, where the welfare systems function a little bit better. And sometimes they find a few Republicans to go on with them, but ultimately both parties are beholden to billionaires. It's ridiculous. We do not live, if you live in the United States, in a democracy. It's an oligarchy. There's been a few great videos on this on YouTube explaining some of the research. Second Thoughts Done is the US a Democracy one. A couple by that name, I think, actually. There was a study done by a set of researchers not too many years ago that showed that the US does not show patterns indicative of democracy in terms of policy making versus the views of the public. Instead, it's precisely the patterns of lawmaking you would expect under an oligarchy, where the views of a handful of people, the richest Americans, are almost entirely predictive of what policies will pass, and the views of ordinary Americans have almost no statistical correlation. All of that statistically, so almost no connection. In fact, such weak connection, it's considered statistically insignificant. The effect of what ordinary Americans want on what laws pass. People can be very strongly for or against something, doesn't matter. It'll only pass based on whether the very, very rich are for or against a given policy. And to a lesser degree, special interest groups, which are mostly controlled by the very rich. But the only special interest group, there was one group that was found to have a little bit of influence. It's not directly, and that's labor unions. If labor unions support a policy, it's a little more likely to pass than if it's just something ordinary Americans want. Which is to say collective action works, but labor unions are weak and they don't have much of an effect on policy. They've been weakened in the US to the point where they have very little power. So we're an oligarchy. But that's not enough for some of the very rich. Some of them want outright fascist dictatorship. And that's where I fear things are headed. So yeah, I'm trying to get toward my YouTube channel, can make ad money, so that if I try to go to a European country, maybe even seeking political asylum because I fear I will be persecuted on my political beliefs and aspects of my identity. I need to be able to show some sort of way to at least partially support myself. And since I'm too sick to work, YouTube is my best shot at being able to make enough money. And it's not a very good shot. This has been a struggle. The algorithm loves to screw me over. Well, YouTube's been showing hardly any impressions at all for my videos. They're not even showing the thumbnails for them to many people, which is wrong and ridiculous. Your videos can't go anywhere. You can't get views if you don't get impressions. This is just YouTube fucking me over. Which is wrong, and it just crashed out of nowhere. There's any big change in the context except some troll comedian saying, "Oh, you show CCP propaganda," ridiculous, and then the views crash. It makes me suspect there was some like I don't know, FBI troll or something who they employ troll farms. Maybe directed YouTube to suppress my videos because they don't like something I said. For the whole channel to crash out of nowhere right after that, that's indicative of some foul play. There's no way that that was just random connection. The timing was too coincidental. But yeah, I mean, what do you expect in a system like ours? Immense power held by the very few, and if you think ordinary people even have a voice for long, even here where mostly I do game videos, but I sometimes mention political stuff. More in these video games than on more complex ones, but takes a prominent role in my Hearts of Iron game videos because it's a very political game in a way. Yeah, if you think ordinary people are even going to be allowed to free speech for long, no. And I'm sure some people say, "Oh, you don't have the right to free speech if it's corporate property." Well, funny how all the forms of speech have been taken over by corporations. It's not like people go into a public forum. It's not like there even are large squares with like speaking podiums where people can speak. That literally doesn't exist in the United States. All the actual places where people discuss things are controlled by corporations. That's not a coincidence. If you tried to go in a large city and create an actual public speaking forum that was free to use and available to anyone, I guarantee you if it showed any chance of success, the large corporations, lobby groups, those sort would try and kill it. Can't even be allowed a place that's not controlled by the corporations to have free speech. And YouTube is probably the least bad actor. There's some like Facebook and Twitter, they're so much worse with censorship. Well, anyways, so this is an explore event. There's also the Beyond event here. Not event, scenario, simulation. Stars and stuff. I try and keep these things going, mainly these two. Hop into Mesozoic Valley now and then. This is pretty close to getting another level. I still haven't even finished all these. I don't think it's possible to proceed yet anyways. Yeah, there isn't any way to advance. Anyways, I hope you folks enjoyed this short little video. More content for the algorithm to ignore. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. Check out my other series. You know, uh, Rise of Nation, Hearts of Iron, Wilder Mythos, some videos of Orion. I'll be doing some more soon. Might do some Mountain Blade Warband videos soon. There's various things, stars that might be coming. And folks, you always find a guy started lead you home. Until next time, this is Northstar. Adieu.